The band first met as students at University College London in 1996.
Well, I really think we came to university with the same idea that we would try and form a band with some people.
I think what was quite important for us is we all knew each other for about a year before we played any music together, so we did have this friendship which was based purely on friendship rather than, you know, being musicians, which I think is key to why we've managed to, you know, remain so close for so long.
Sometimes I wake up and I'm falling asleep. I think that maybe the curtains are closing on me, but I wake up, yes I wake up.
Guy was attracted by your Fender Rhodes.
He was. He didn't like me at all. Guy thought I was really an idiot, and then he worked out I had this old piano in my room, and then he showed an interest. I think him and Will bonded through alcohol. We bonded through guitar. I got extremely excited and forced him to write a song with me.
One of the great things about being at university was the fact that there was time, you know, time on our hands. You could choose to be, you know, you could structure your days around playing music, and that was invariably what we did pretty much every night.
We're in my old flat where Chris and I used to live about 10 years ago, and this is where we first started rehearsing, when Will first joined the band.
This was Johnny's bedroom and our band rehearsal room. We used to have to put towels all over the drum kit, and so the neighbours downstairs would get.
They were very understanding.
Yeah, they were very nice, but you know, we were aware of the fact that there was, you know, that we had a potential for being really annoying to neighbours. So it's funny to think that it all stemmed from this bedroom there. This was the first gig. This is, embarrassingly enough, Johnny and I made this flyer in some computer room somewhere. Unfortunately, we were called Starfish at the time. There's not much to say about that, other than I'm glad we changed our name.
I wanna be bigger, stronger, drive a faster car. To take me anywhere in seconds, to take me anywhere I wanna go.
I think this was the first gig that we did under the name Coldplay. I used to find it so nerve-wracking playing these, you know, these little shows. I had that real sick feeling before we went on. You really felt that you're under the microscope a lot more than we do now in many ways. The songs here are definitely the beginning of the sound that people associate with us, with the exception of this song here called Ode to Deodorant, which was a funky little number which didn't have a very long lifespan.
I mean, when we did the first session for Radio 1, I think we cancelled it once because we realised it clashed with some of their exams. Usually you expect bands to have mastered a few basic chords that you need to start a band with, but this group could already really play and were experimenting very early in their career. And I don't think I've ever seen a band who, with a finished article in the same way that they were, but also suggested that they could go on. You could hear the second album almost in them before, obviously, they'd even made their first proper single.
Were you writing stuff that you've picked up on since, used since?
One of the first ever bits we ever wrote made it onto our last record. It just was a verse that never had a chorus until 10 years later, a song called Violet Hill.
Oh, yeah.
But only the verse of that song is ancient, but it was just waiting for its chorus, like a sort of old spinster, and eventually it arrived.
As a young bride.
As a yeah.
It was a long, dark December. From the rooftops I remember there was snow, white snow.
when we all met and we started playing music, it wasn't just a case of, okay, let's have a go and let's have a bit of fun, because I really believe passionately that we had something special. You know, I really felt that we had a good chemistry from the outset, and that there was no reason why it shouldn't work.
You did get going quite soon. You had the contracts with big companies before you took your finals at university.
Yes.
That's quite something.
Yeah, it was a very strange feeling, actually. In a way, it took a lot of pressure off, you know, all the stuff that was, you know, the university stuff. But it was quite odd to think that as soon as that was finished, that's it. We're now, in inverted commas, professional musicians.
And this place is called Monkey Shoes, where I came 10 years ago to ask forgiveness because I sacked Will, or we sort of split up for a bit. We got signed and we went into the studio and we were doing okay, but this producer we were working with told us we weren't good enough, we weren't technically good enough, and what bands often do in that situation is blame the drummer for going out of time or whatever. And we didn't really know that music was supposed to be about the feel of it. You know, we thought, God, everything's got to be technically perfect because we have a record deal now. And so it ended up with us asking Will to leave, which is so anyway, so about 3 days went by and we were doing our thing and playing with a drum machine and stuff, and it just felt really miserable. I called Will and I said, please, will you meet me and Guy in this place, Monkey Cheese? He said, okay, one more chance, but this has got to change and that's got to change. So then they made me have lots of vodka and cranberry in remembrance of what a nasty piece of work I was being. So whenever I drive past you, it makes me feel sick. And even now, if I ever make a big mistake, I have to force myself to drink that stuff to just kind of remember not to be such an idiot ever again.